Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2 of Gaming with Scott presents Fantasy Weekly, Book 2, To Save an Empire, a Southgate Media podcast. Join us each week as our favorite self-proclaimed members of the King's Guard blaze a trail of adventure from the shores of King's Fjord into the fantastic world beyond. Starring Joshua Jackson, Kelly Caudill, and John Kennedy, with guest stars Jason Murray and Rico Suarez. With me, Scott Troiano, running the table as the Game Master. Epic fantasy adventures await you just beyond this music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I am here with Joshua Jackson.
Yo.
I am here with John Kennedy.
Hello.
And I'm here with Kelly Caudill.
What's up?
We're all really bummed for our listeners who probably don't realize this, but we think our characters are dead.
No,
maybe they're not. Maybe they're not dead.
John,
maybe they're alive.
We've got it where we want it. Come on.
We're going to give it the worst case of gastritis known to Squiddom, and he's just going to poop for days. Just going to poop everywhere and vomit and just everywhere, and then he's going to wish he was dead.
I don't think squids can vomit.
And then we're going to give him like a stomach infection, so his kidney will get inflamed. He's going to need an appendectomy.
He's going to get a UTI.
And you know what? His insurance is probably really good, but
Squid
it's
insurance is
going to be
high.
downtime, and he's not going to like it because he's going to hate hospitals.
Squid insurance is high this time of year.
It's going to be like an entire month of, well, you should go out and see other squid, and be like, I'd love to. You know what? But I had this surgery, and now I'm recuperating. Right now, leave me alone.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep. High deductible squid insurance.
We're going to call it February for this squid. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's terrible.
I feel personally attacked by this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. John feels uncomfortable now. Okay, so I am here with. Did I get everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were all sad.
Did you all hear the underwater thing?
Yeah, we're right here the whole time.
And the next thing you hear is the gasping of breath and the coughing and the dripping and the muttering of perhaps unseeing eyes, perhaps useless and forlorn hopes dashed upon whatever rocks are down below this watery grave.
Great.
Okay.
So are we rolling up new characters now? What's going on?
What are you going to do?
Wake up.
Focusing every
Gotta
power
put
of
on
my
the
being.
Okay, everybody roll me a d20. Highest roll.
17.
15.
6.
Okay.
I'm not rolling well tonight.
No.
You wake up. You everything's
down.
light blue.
Reach down. Do I have legs?
They weren't your legs. They were one of the other guy's legs. Oh, thank goodness.
Have arms, hair.
Yeah.
Okay. What color is the hair? Same color.
Check
Yeah.
Not regenerated yet?
Check the nipples.
You look, things feel good. You don't have weapons or
None of them.
clothing.
No, Jesus.
Well, you have some rags that you're on. Well, those might have been your
Clothes.
clothes.
Magically delicious.
You hear coughs and sputters around you.
Okay. I'm going to go wake up Radish.
Radish and Titus, give me a roll of a d20.
18.
8.
Okay.
I'm doing better, technically.
You walk over. You don't see Radish right away. You do see Titus.
I'm going to wake up Titus then.
You're shaken awake. You cough a lung full of water, and you feel for a moment you feel confused, disoriented. You're not sure what direction you're in. The last thing you remember is being smashed by the tentacle, and you remember taking as well as you were giving. And you don't feel particularly bad for how not good you feel. You coughed up the water. You feel sort of all right. You've got your underpadding and clothing are on, but you don't have any armor, and your helmet's gone. So are your swords and weapons. Sparrow sort of shakes you as you cough.
Sparrow, where the hell are we?
That is a damn good question.
You look around what seems to be a blackened cell, with the exception of a pale blue light that seems to emanate from the floor, the wall, the ceiling, the floors. It's probably around the floor.
Okay.
There are other beings in the room with you. Your eyes take a little while to adjust. You see other men or parts of other men. You see a pair of legs that might have floated by earlier.
Anybody?
He's obviously dead.
Anybody we recognize?
Several of the men from the ship. You notice that the man of arms is laying on his left side, not moving.
Is he alive?
I can't tell.
I want to check.
Alrighty. Roll me a d20. Radish, roll me a d20.
17.
He's alive.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
Oh, roll again? Sorry.
Sure.
You're like, whatever. 18.
18. There's Radish over there amongst the pile of human debris.
Radish.
He's asleep.
Radish!
He's not moving.
Sparrow, where the hell are we? What is this place?
I have a headache. Stop talking.
All right, go to the cell door.
What cell door?
I thought you said we were in a cell.
Oh, it seems like a cell. You look around, there's not a door.
Okay. Just examining, well, if we can walk freely, go over to Radish.
Okay. It's kind of a large room. It's probably 2 or 3 times the size of this room.
Okay.
So it's 25 feet wide, 20 feet long.
Okay.
Both Radish and Titus roll me a d20.
Come on, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Get above a 10.
6.
Nat 1.
Yeah. So you go over, and he's obviously got water in his lungs, and he's still not doing well. And you're like, I'll help him. And you poke him in the eye. And you're like, that'll get him up. He doesn't.
He's trying to annoy me away.
Right?
Evidently.
It could be like what happened back in the town we're from, where he's just like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
So he
wake
puts his hand in a glass of water, which surprisingly does very little in this particular
Nice.
setting.
Now I'm going to smack him around till I get him to wake up. It might take a while.
Alrighty. Both of you roll me another
Come on.
d20.
16.
Sorry.
Fudge.
Edit.
Edit. What'd you roll?
16.
16. All right, he coaxes you awake.
Oh, good.
You wake up to a lung full of water.
Yeah, I'm going to smack him again.
I vomit it.
There you go. Air starts circulating again. Give me one more roll. Come on. Roll above a 5.
You were close. Die. I don't know what's up with you. 6.
Oh, very good. Okay, you managed to not lose consciousness again. As you you wake up in a dim. There are pieces and parts and whole people around you, but Titus is kind of slapping you on the back, going, "Come on, man, wake up!"
How's my arm?
It's just hanging by your side, limply.
Crap.
You're like, "Hey, high five!
Yeah.
Hi, it hurts."
Sparrow, will you come here for a minute?
Lots of hurty hurts.
I am. I'm going to go over to him and examine his arm.
That was popped out of its socket like a chicken bone. I mean, just like, oh, look,
Okay.
a drumette.
Titus, hold him just a certain, and I explain exactly how to hold him properly, and I very, very slowly put that back in.
Yeah, I know what they're doing, but I'm going to hate it. But I know
You
what they're
don't
doing.
jerk when you put that bone back in. It's
No,
slow traction.
and easy.
So I
It
wrap
just-
up some of the cloth wrappings I have around me. I wrap it around there, and I just very, very gently until I hear it pop.
Roll me a d20, both of you. We know that John is rolling at disadvantage
16.
today.
13.
I was going to say, as long as you're both above a 10, okay, it just sort of, there's a, you wince for a second, and oh my goodness, that feels so much better.
Are you all right, brother?
I don't think I'm going to be any good with a sword, but it's much better. Thank you.
hold on. I put both my hands, one hand on each of them. Battle meditation. Just to heal everybody if I can.
All right.
Battle meditation.
Roll me 1d20.
It's either gonna
Battle
be really well or really
mediation.
bad.
Battle mediation.
19.
19. All right. Both of you roll a d20.
17.
I refuse to answer on the ground, so I'll incriminate myself.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
You roll a 4. Perfectly fine. As long as you didn't roll a 2 or less, it's perfectly fine. You feel the skin on Titus's hand warm against your skin.
Don't get any
I know that
ideas,
feeling.
Radish.
You're like, oh, your arm, the shoulder pulls back in and it's taut. It feels really good. your joints feel a little buttery. You ever taken Percocet?
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, this feels good.
I'm evidently a narcotic. I like
Both
that.
of you feel great, and you're like, this. Oh, you kind of cough a couple times because there's residual moisture, but your lungs they're not drying out, but they're not wet and coffee anymore, and everything's good. And
No residual drowning issues.
yeah, no residual drowning issues, and you feel great until Titus falls face forward on the concrete in front of you. Just whack, and he's out.
I do battle meditation, and it goes straight from me to them. Is that what we're saying?
Could be.
I hate you.
If you're just touchy-feely, you went.
All right. Well, I'm going to go take a nap. That's awesome.
And you guys are feeling much better.
Okay.
You guys are feeling like,
All right.
this is
Time
the
to
thing.
scavenge the room for weapons and anything, gear, anything.
Alrighty. Jackson just face on the concrete.
I roll him over so he can breathe.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Thanks.
That's a good one. That's a good one because it's a moist floor. You could slip. It's not a good thing.
Do we still have on like our belts and everything? Like our
No.
No, we have a whole lot of nothing.
Okay.
You got some rags. Some whatever was the shirts and stuff that you would wear under your armor, like that's all been kind of torn and looked through and pawed over, and you don't have any armor. You don't have any swords, no weapons. You look through, there's not a weapon in the group.
So we're in it looks like a cell, but there's no cell doors.
Right.
Well, I try to walk out.
Okay. You walk out, you're in sort of a room that comes out to a general hallway. There are three, you're in the leftmost bottom room. You're like over here. And there's another room, and across the hall there are three more rooms, and it all leads out the main hall to another doorway.
I'm going to signal for them to follow because we might as well do this all
Sleeping.
together.
Cannot carry the sleeping one.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'll walk back and then try to jostle Titus awake.
Alrighty, Titus and Bradish, give me a roll.
12.
13.
All right. He kind of jostles you. He shakes your shit, and you wake up.
What the?
You feel miserable. You feel like you drank like I drank last night or the night before.
I thought you were giving me a heal spell.
You feel miserable. You're the kind of miserable that's like, this is like, there's shag carpeting on your tongue right now, and you're not happy. Like, you're you're like, it's cold in here. I don't like this place. And he just woke you up, and you weren't having a good dream. Like, you're just like, leave me alone.
So I am a channel. I am a conduit. It's not exactly a heal spell per se.
It is not a healing spell.
Patience, Grasshopper. You'll figure this shit out.
It is a battle meditation spell. Now, when in battle, do you generally lay hands upon the targets?
No.
Or do you sit up on the hill and sort of wish them good thinking and good...
Yeah.
I guess if you channel that stuff, it might suck. Especially if you're not 100% sure what you're doing with it yet.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure we're all on the same page.
Bastard.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, help him to his feet, and then we start to explore.
All right.
And where are we going?
Trying to find a way out.
It sounds like a good place to start. Well, did you loot the room? Did you see what the hell's in here?
Just arms and legs, it would seem.
Yeah, there are 8 men that are, including the man at arms.
Oh.
Are they all dead?
No, they're all alive.
Oh, I thought they were dead.
No.
Oh, then we try to get them all up and going.
Yeah, they're all like, oh.
Well, no. I'm going to go check one out. Steal life.
Do I see you at all?
No.
Lawful evil.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lawful evil.
I want you both to give me a roll.
7.
Oh, sorry. 13.
Okay. You take just a
Just a sip. Just a
just
tip.
a sip, and the
Just
guy's
a
like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Get off me!" And you feel a little better.
I turn. And I'm like,
Whoa.
What happened?
I don't know what he did. It was all cold and
Titus.
spooky, and get it off
You know
me.
what? I'm not really feeling myself. I'm okay now. Jeez, I'll be fine. He's fine.
Man, I gotta walk that off.
Feeling a little better. Try to stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
Crack my back. Crack my knuckles.
Titus, remind me later to kick you right in the jimmy.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I would.
No.
All right, so I tell them what I saw, all the rooms, and then it's like, let's
Start doing a room by room search. See if we can find any gear.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just check out the other rooms.
Okay, you go across the hall. Nothing. You go up one room. There are some remains, cloth, and some bones. It's been a while for that group.
Pick up a femur.
Yeah, let's say we'll pick up.
No, nothing big. Nothing that big. I mean, they've been chewed over and gnawed down.
Okay, well, never
But
mind.
you're like, oh, wow, crap. You go into the room across the way. Nothing. More rags, some more broken bones. You walk into the room closest to the main hall out, and there are two humanoids. They look like ratkin or skaven or whatever you want to call them. They're like were-rats. And they're kind of huddled in the corner. They see you come in, and they're like, they don't want to look at you. They don't want to be around you. Every step you take closer to them, they're just, we're all going to die.
Whoa. Do you guys want me to try to deal with them? Try to
This
figure out
is
what's going
not
on?
the time to be nice. This is the time to figure our own shit out, and then if we have time to figure their shit out later.
Well, they might know a way out, though. That's the whole point. We still should engage.
Also, they might have information.
Yeah.
All right.
On your head be it.
So I'm just going to walk forward. I'm going to get, crouch down low, open my hands as I walk towards them.
They shudder and cover their faces.
And I'm like, you can look at me. And I'm like, my hands are out wide. I have no weapons. I'm here just as you.
The larger rat coddles the other one and holds the other rat close. And it says, fine, you have no weapons. Leave us before you get us hurt.
How would we get you hurt?
You'll bring the guards.
What are the guards?
The guards? We're in prison, you idiot. Get away from us, please.
Who are the guards?
The guards!
What prison are we in? Where are we?
All right. Well, for that, we just step away. And it's like, all right. But if we escape from here, you don't get to come with us because you didn't give us any help.
Escape is impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
Yeah. Where are we? Where is this place? Prison, yes. What prison is this?
And they huddle again. You hear movement behind you.
Okay.
Turn.
And there's a blue-skinned man, armor and a sword, standing in the hall. You, what are you doing here? Why are you not in your room? Return to your cell.
Where
What?
Go ahead.
Why don't you tell us where we are?
Return to your cell. He turns around and walks out the hall.
We'll see where he walks.
Okay. You walk up to the hall out of the little end cul-de-sac that you're in. And the hallway takes a sharp turn to the right. And for a moment, you step out and you're looking at yourself. Ish. It's a picture of you that seems to be moving. I mean, you move, it moves. It's a mirror.
That's like, we've seen mirrors before.
Just like that. You're like, it's a mirror, but it doesn't move like a mirror. It's not flat. It warps out of shape. It's weird.
Does it look like water?
Well, yeah, if water was sideways.
Hold on. I'll walk up and touch it.
Okay. That's water.
I stick my arm through it.
Okay, you stick your arm through it. It feels weird. It's, you kind of do one of these, and it's harder to push through than normal, but...
I walk through.
All righty. You walk through? You're
Yeah.
like, roll me a d20.
15.
Okay. You feel it. You feel it on your eyes and the back of your throat and your ears, and things don't feel right. It's too much. It's heavy. It's bad. This is not good. This is not good.
What do I see?
You're underwater. And it looks like ocean, and you open your eyes like, oh, that's salt water, too. Oh, it's not good.
I go back.
All right, you step out of the water and like, this looks like he just got slapped with a fish.
What'd you see?
We're underwater.
Well, I could have told you that.
Well, no,
idiot.
just like we're inside a prison, underwater, and like, wait, the blue skin guy. Did we see? Like, did he have elf ears?
Nope.
He's just blue skinned humanoid.
Yeah.
It's weird.
We need to try to unify the men and actually get this situated to where we can jump the guard.
That's what we have to do. So we go back to our cell.
Are you going back to your cell?
I'm just going to kind of stay out here and watch.
Okay. The guard walks back up to within like 5 feet of the entrance, and he sort of stands there.
All right, who are you?
And he kind of cups a hand to his ear, shakes his head.
Who are you, sir?
And he motions. He says, come here. He motions the water.
Is he in the water?
Yes. He's 5 feet on the outside.
No, because when I'm going to walk forward, he's going to like sucker punch me.
You would never do. Okay.
But someone's got to fall for it. All right, so walking forward.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
I'm going to
you
put my
step.
hand on his shoulder and keep him from going back in the water.
I'm not going into water. I'm standing next to the water. I'm going to be like, I'm gesturing.
And you point to him, you point to where you're at, and he shakes his head like, no, I'm not coming in there.
Oh, I see. Monkey see, monkey do.
And he says, come on out here.
Do we hear him say
Nope.
it?
He gestures to you to enter the water.
No, I'm just going, no, you hear.
And he turns around and walks off.
I'm going to go.
Okay, I'm going to moon him. Fuck it. I'm not. Edit.
John's all about this today. He's
No,
like,
I turn and I literally moon him. I even give like a nice old slap on my butt.
kiss me right in the middle part. Yeah, right in the in between part. All righty.
I even show a
I'm
little
going to go
bit.
to an empty room
Show a little bit of the beanbag as I moon him.
and see if I can't shapeshift.
Roll me d20.
A 2.
No. You're like, I don't know if it's you haven't had a decent rest, or if it's because you're too far down, or your things are still rattled, or I don't know. You feel surprisingly good, but there's something. I don't know if it's the pressure. I don't know what it is. It's just you're just like, okay, I'm not feeling it. Hold on, give this a minute. What you doing there, Big T?
I'm gonna go investigate. Just look at all the surroundings where the
You're gonna get in
guards
the water?
go in and out.
Okay.
Not yet. Not until I see somebody.
Okay. What you doing there, Big R?
So he's walked off.
Oh yeah.
I wait by the water.
Okay. In about 5 minutes, he walks back up with a buddy. Roll me d20.
12.
They do have pointy ears. Now that you can make them out a little bit better. Kind of like elf ears-ish. Why? What were you thinking?
Because that's what I was thinking, is that they were Tritons.
For our listeners at home, what's a Triton?
They're a race of underwater beings.
Yes, they are, aren't they? Yeah. All right. One of them steps in to the air and goes, I do believe you were told to return to your room.
And I would like to speak with the man in charge.
Okay. Go ahead. What would you like me to relay to that person?
We are royal envoys. And holding us is an act of war.
You then swear allegiance to the king?
We are on the business of King Valdor of Kingsford.
Oh.
To speak with his brother.
That king. Certainly, that's...
Certainly.
Of course, that's of utmost important. Good. Well, then go back to your cell, and we'll have some food brought in for the royal envoy. Anything else we could do for you, honored guest?
You know who Dale Thundershield is?
No. Why?
He's the one known as the Lord of the North.
Oh, yes. Sure. Let's say I've heard of him.
He is expecting us, and he knows we were supposed to arrive by sea.
In the north.
Your threats aren't helping.
Wonderful. Well, then, we should get you something to eat so that you can regain your strength, I guess is what we would look at here. We'll have something sent in. Enjoy. And he turns around and walks out.
You realize that if you actually passed along the message instead of mocking me, you would probably be rewarded.
And he pokes just his face in and he goes, maybe. and pulls his face back into the water and walks off with his buddy. And you could see them laughing with one another.
I'm going to stay here.
I'm just walking around the rooms, casing the joint.
The only thing of note are the two ratkin. The furniture, such as it is sort of grown out of the floor.
Okay.
The rooms are stone, or at least some stone substance. There is a slight glow from the floor. Gives the whole place sort of this bluish tinge, and the lights that come in from outside are, of course, waved by it looks like, the light under a pool. All right. A little bit later, there is a young person that brings in a tray full of fish, or at least, 5 or 6 fish that have had their heads bashed in. And they set the tray down on the floor.
Yeah.
And the young person looks at you and says, I was supposed to bring food. Are you the royal people?
Yes. We are. We thank you for your kindness.
Oh, okay. So what king?
King Valdor of Kingsford.
Oh, yeah, the surface. That king.
Yes.
He's never been down here,
With such hospitality, I don't know why you wouldn't.
And they look at you and go, right?
Why are we being held here?
Because you're prisoners?
But why were we taken prisoner?
Because you went where you shouldn't go?
On the ocean?
Well, on the ceiling of the ocean, yes.
So we were taken prisoner because we sailed the ocean.
Yeah.
That's like saying that you should be taken prisoner because you walked on the earth of the ocean floor.
No, that's just silly.
Yeah, I know, right? It sounds pretty silly.
No, I mean, the way you say it is silly.
I'm going to go meditate in the corner.
Are you going to meditate yourself unconscious again?
No, but I'll tell you what I'm doing in a minute.
You mediate yourself unconscious again?
That's right.
Now, look here, sir. You should... Okay. All right.
What is your name?
Why?
I'm just curious.
What if I don't want to tell you?
You don't have to.
Okay.
That is your right.
What's your name?
My name is Radish of Oxley.
What's Oxley?
It is a town where I was born.
Oh. It's where your parents live.
Yes.
Aha. Okay.
I'm going to start trying to summon a white... no, not a great way. Probably an orca.
Okay.
Try to break down the prison. See what happens.
Could you do me a favor? I know that the guards laughed at our expense. But would you happen to know somebody of particular importance in the city?
Not really.
You're just a servant working in the kitchens?
Yeah. We didn't know what type of fish, so we figured we'd give you the least objectionable.
Did you cook it?
What do you mean?
They don't need to cook it radish. We can eat it raw.
They don't have fire.
Typically.
But see, they have fire.
Where?
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Dun, 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 dun.
Under the sea.
Dun, 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 dun.
Darling, it's better down where it's
wetter.
Take it from me. All right, that's it.
All right. Well, again, if you come to deliver us food, it'd be nice to talk with you.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you won't be here that long.
What happens to prisoners who stay here? We noticed that there were bones.
They die.
How?
By being dead.
Can I
Usually they're chewed up.
By what?
There's sharks, there's orcas, there's the Kraken occasionally gets hungry when he brings ships down. That kind of thing.
So what, do they flood the cells? Because how would a shark get in here to eat people?
What do you mean by flood the cells?
Release water in.
No.
Then how did the people in the other cells die?
They take the air out.
They flood it.
They flood. Yeah. Okay. So
He
I was
doesn't,
right. Yeah.
he doesn't understand what flood means because...
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get a roll for that sum?
Yeah.
It's a pretty effective prison.
No. 4.
All right. The orca shows up and is just mad at you. No, I'm just kidding.
Come get me, asshole.
He's like, I have to go back now.
Okay, thank
And
you.
steps into the water and is gone.
Next round.
5 or so minutes, the original guard comes back, steps into the air. You haven't eaten.
Not hungry.
I will.
Okay. He goes over, opens one of the fish. It's already been boned and gutted. Or not boned, but it's been gutted, and you could pull the fillets out. They've been slit down the back so that they're just barely kind of held on there, and you could peel one out.
Munch on it.
The other, you pull one out and you taste it, and the other guys that have been kind of watching, they're like, oh, and they come up and quickly they're down to only one fish that has meat on it because they're looking at the two you going, well, I imagine they're going to want some, and there it is. Well, you going to eat?
I'm still mediating.
You're still mediating?
Yeah.
Okay. The guard walks over towards Titus, who's obviously meditating.
I watched the guard.
Guard nudges you with his toe. You going to eat?
I don't respond to him. Still mediating.
Alrighty. He walks back to Radish. So, what is he, slow?
No, he's very introspective.
What does that mean?
Go and find your superior and ask him what that word means. And then, once you've done that, tell your superior that I'd like to speak with him.
Ooh, snap.
Okay. And he steps 2 or 3 steps out of into the water, and you see him turn and look around the corner.
They speak in whale song?
Well,
Meanwhile, they're having a sophisticated conversation. All we hear is,
let us go. Okay.
reminds me of a scene from The Mummy.
The guy, the second guy that you saw comes walking back into the scene, steps into the air. What do you want?
We would like...
Oh, introspective, by the way, means he can see into himself.
Yeah, your guard over there didn't know what that word meant.
Yeah, he did.
He said he didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he thinks he's being coy.
Thank you for the food is very good.
Wonderful. Did you like it?
Can I roll again?
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've had raw fish.
11.
Okay, you feel something large and toothy out there. You could call to it. You could pull to it.
Yeah.
Or you can spend another round, make a second roll, and narrow and be sure of what you're calling.
Another round. That's fine.
Okay.
Why are we here? I know. We were sailing on the ceiling of the ocean.
Yeah, so what?
The person who delivered our food said that was our crime.
Peasants. Oh, of course it's a crime. That's what mothers tell their young to keep them on the ocean floor. You don't stray too far. You could be captured by gnats. You could be attacked. The ceiling of the ocean is a terribly dangerous place to be. Every child has learned this when they grew up. You were pulled down here because you seemed like fighting men.
We are.
Well, I hope. Those kind over there, we thought they could be fighters, and they're not, so they'll die.
The ratlings?
Yes. Is that what you call them? The ones with the noses and the long hairs that poke out of them.
If they're not fighters, then they... Wait. You're running a gladiator arena.
I'm sorry, I don't know the term gladiator.
You're running a fighting arena.
No. We're fighting a war.
What?
What?
You're fighting a war?
Yes.
Good sir.
Against the king.
Which king?
There's a king and a land on the other side of the mountain. We fight against him. He has evicted our queen.
Winthrop.
I don't know that name.
Does he have one gold eye?
No.
No? Okay.
No, he's on the ocean floor with us.
Okay.
Oh, you're fighting with a rival group
Yes.
of also like you?
Yes.
So you kidnapped us to serve as soldiers.
I don't understand the word kidnapped.
It's when you took us against our will. You sank our boat. You took our stuff.
We brought you here.
But what if we don't want to be your soldier?
Stop. Let's just see how this thing plays out quietly. Stop asking so many questions.
Can I roll again?
Yes.
I know that's your shtick and all, but for once, less talky, more listen.
18.
Okay.
Listen
yes,
to
you're
what?
summoning.
It was my talking that got us this information.
I wanted
Patience. You are never patient enough.
No, I am
demolish
patient.
the
Listen to the
outside
water
of the
around
prison.
Wait, you were the one that attacked people randomly in our hometown. You're the one that's impatient.
Can you two shut the hell up?
Maybe I've grown since then.
It was last week.
Yeah.
Several weeks ago, game time, but yes. Whatever. Maybe I've grown since then, Radish.
Hey, I open my eyes. Hey, Mr. Seaman, looking at you. Yeah. So we don't want to be your damn soldiers. So can you let us go? Charisma. See what happens. Probably not.
What's your
15, but I have a high social and several other things.
Okay. He says, we can let you go if you just want to return to the ceiling of the ocean.
We have an appointment with another king.
I guess. I was hoping you would help, but if you are really tied to not helping.
But when you take us against our will, it doesn't make us want to help you. No offense.
Well, there was no other way to contact you.
What do you want us to
You couldn't
do?
send an envoy to talk to us?
We're not good at that.
They did send an envoy. It was a big damn squid.
Right, to transport you down to us.
What do you need us?
What, did you attack it?
It attacked us.
It actually attacked our boat as it broke it in twine.
Well, only after it was attacked, I could imagine it would defend itself.
Is that right?
Wait.
Did we attack it? I thought it attacked us.
Murdar attacked it first.
Yeah, and then
Damn it.
well, because it came up and it put a tentacle on our boat, and then Murdar attacked.
Whoa, where the hell's Murdar?
Yeah, where's I feel like this is a gamer's moment where it's like Murdar's over there the whole time, and Murdar's in like just standby pose. He's just shaking back and forth.
Where did our llama go? Where is Murdar?
It's like World of Warcraft. He's just over there, just like pacing.
All right.
Hands are out, ready to cast a spell.
Just to play devil's advocate, and I know you don't understand what that means. What do you want us to do?
Fish devil's advocate. Speak in terms I know.
Fish devil's advocate.
I'm kidding. I don't actually say that.
That's awesome.
That was actually really good.
I really like that.
That was really good.
Yeah.
He says, we would like you to go over to the court of the king and then either tell him to surrender, force him to surrender, or at the very least, steal back the scepter that is the leadership icon of our two civilizations, our two clans.
And why would we do that?
Because you are warriors and fighters of renown that can...
Very much so. We don't work for free. So what's in it for us?
Oh, well,
Especially people who kidnap us, and you'll learn what that word is later.
and he stops and looks pensive for a second and steps out into the water. And he says something to his second. Steps back in, and he says, what sort of compensation do you want?
New gear and a trip to the surface to where we want to go.
Well, we want all of our possessions returned. We want to be returned to the surface. Anything else?
New year.
Your
What?
allegiance. Wait, I don't think I used the right term. No, your
Favor.
yeah, because we may need your assistance in the future.
And we don't know exactly what we want besides what was already listed, but a favor in the future if we call upon you that you will help us. If you do those three things for us, we will help you.
Your gear returned in best form.
Yes.
Return passage to the surface.
To the land in which we are going, so not just directly up, but the land, blah, 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 wherever we're going.
You realize that there is no real ocean waterway to this place in the north.
As close as possible.
As close as possible. And then third, your favor when we need to call upon you in the future.
Done.
All right. We can start with our gear now if we're going to war.
Well then, is this acceptable to all of you?
This is.
I would like one of them nifty swords your guard has.
Well, I think he's returning all of our stuff.
Yeah,
He's
but I
saying-
still want one of those nifty swords his guards carry.
And a nifty sword for my friend.
He's a collector.
Okay. We will get one of those swords for you then.
Thank you.
He turns and steps into the water. He walks down the hall, and the water follows him, leaving air behind.
Oh.
Nice.
Follow
we
the
follow the
air
yellow
trail.
Is it weird? I half
There was-
expected him to
there was.
walk outside, and then he would walk away. Wait, and one more thing, and then he just gives us the double deuce and leaves, going sucker.
I was waiting for her to go out and just be like, "Ha ha! You thought I cared? No, you're an idiot.
There is no other king. He thought there was another king, guys.
Get outta
These guys
here.
are dumb.
You thought there was another king,
You should flood the prison just because.
Also, we really do not go to the surface of the ocean. It's just crazy. Why would you go there? There's just air up there.
Yeah, that's so dumb. I don't know why you'd ever want to. I mean, you could go there for just a little bit, and then it's like, oh, I gotta get back in the water.
And from their perspective, makes total sense.
Yeah.
So we follow.
Okay.
Wait,
You get down the. You get,
I run back real quick
I want to see you run.
to where the ratlings are, and I'm like, hey, come with us.
like,
You trust me. You're not you're not gonna fight. Just, This is your one chance to leave, okay? Realize I can't come back for you.
And they look away.
Okay, this was your one chance to leave. We're gonna go eat some food, and then we're gonna leave. So, bye, guys.
Just leave us some food. We'll be fine.
Leave. All right, fine.
Nothing good comes from rats.
Okay. You kind of catch up. The rest of your group has come out into the hallway. The hallway stretches 40 meters, 50 meters in the general direction of the east. I mean, ish from where you were. If you had to put it on a map, sure, why not? Okay. The hallway then tees north and south again. The southern passage stays wet as the tridents turn to the left and begin to walk further north.
Okay. Follow.
Yeah, we follow.
Every, say 10 meters or so, the two guards step into the water, and then the water passes them again, and they keep moving.
Are you directly controlling the wall of water?
I'm sorry?
Are you directly controlling the wall of water?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Are you using some kind of magic to make the water move?
No, I'm using magic to make the air move. Something that we can only do limitedly.
Really?
That's part of the reason why we needed volunteers.
Volunteers.
I see. So can you create a pocket of air out of nothingness in
Yes.
the water?
Yes.
Can you teach me how to do that?
I don't know.
I'm
And he goes,
experienced with
"It's-
nature magic.
It's particularly taxing, and he steps into the water, and you see his shoulders sort of slump, and the hall fills with water, and then about 10 feet away it stops, and he steps back into the air pocket, holding large segments. Never very easy. We'll discuss this.
Thank you.
And he begins to move further north, and the water recedes. Part of the reason why we need your assistance is because the king has maintained, or at least learned, a greater degree of air control than we possess. It's as we can step into the air here, you'll notice we've stepped out to catch our breath. The air inside of his pocket is much more dense. We can't breathe it at all. It's horrible. So we need people from the surface to help us.
Okay.
Okay.
What else do we need to know about this king that we are going to?
He is an oppressor. He will take the opportunity to kill you. He will try to sway you to his side with riches or promises. Don't believe anything he says. His people are vicious. They believe wholeheartedly in corporal punishment and destroying those stealing from the surface if possible, along with other tribes. They're wholly not good tridents.
Do you have magics that will save us from being consumed by the water down here? I know we'll be in air majority of the time, but
We have a few.
if we could use any of those, that would do us a huge favor.
There will be certain magics that will be placed upon you before you leave.
Understood.
Then I will leave you with your possessions. And they round the corner and the water recedes back into a large room that looks like a fitting room. There's benches. It looks like a room at the gym, only it was underwater. And hanging on the racks, now dripping, are your possessions.
Get suited up.
Yep.
The water comes up to the head of the door of the room that you're in now, and they step back into the water for a minute or for 10 or 15 seconds, and then step out. I take it your men. Do you need more food? And the people are like, they kind of look around like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We will have more food brought, and then we will discuss where you will go and how you can help us.
Debriefing. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. They step out into the water. The men kind of look around like, this is sort of crazy.
Yeah.
Get your gear on.
Like, oh, yeah.
Is it all our gear? Yeah, it's all our gear, right?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we asked for. So
All right.
yeah.
Your sword is there. Your shield is there.
Sweet.
These items were collected. He comes out with a tray of food. He says these items were collected from around the fray when you were brought down. There very little of it went missing. We looked on the floor of the ocean and found the majority of things.
Sweet. Is the ring there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because we need that. Otherwise, the what's his name? Thunder Shield is just going to think we're liars. Yeah, we know Valdor. He gave us his ring, but we lost it to a giant squid.
Yep.
It was a kraken. It was in the ocean. There were tentacles and arms flailing. Honest, I believe. Yeah, honest. You got to believe me.
No.
So we suit up.
All righty. You guys suit up, and the two guards leave.
But Joel Schumacher-esque suiting up. Did they have to put nipples on all of our armor? It seems weird.
It does. Excellent. All right, you guys eat. You suit up. It smells salty in the air. I mean, heavy salt water, but you're not.
Gagging.
No, it's humid, but beyond that, I mean, eventually the leather armor is going to take a beating, but not right away.
No.
All righty. What you doing?
Making sure all of our possessions are there, which I'm sure they are. Waiting for them to come back to get a debriefing on where we're going, what we need to know, all that jazz.
Okay. The two guards walk in. Two more guards walk in behind them. Two more guards walk in after that. And they are all fully armed in full battle gear with full swords. Looks like long swords. Drawn. Several of the men, including the man-at-arms, kind of back up like, whoa, this is
Stand easy.
This is going to get bad quick.
Stand easy.
And they're really like,
Stand easy.
and a woman walks in. Her hair is, well, what you can call of it is peeled back in blonde tendrils and pasted to the back of her head. She wears armor-ish. It's not the fantasy armor that shows things off, but it's not.
Nice.
But it's not hammered battle mail either. It's meant to move through the water, which means in a weird way it's aerodynamic. It's aquadynamic. I don't know how you'd call that. That if you needed to swim with it, you could. So it's flexible enough, and there are fins, so that if you moved your whole body, you'd move through the water.
Nice. Yeah, it's aquadynamic is the right word there.
Yeah, all right, that's the right word. She says, "It is my understanding, I've been told by your guards, that you have agreed to help us,
Yes.
Yes.
unlike the other volunteers."
That is correct.
Wonderful. The long-faced, whiskered ones wouldn't help no matter what we offered them.
That is not their way.
It is what it is. We will offer you the safe passage that you ask. We have offered you your equipment, and we'll offer our favor should you need us in the future. My former husband has decided that he would rule the entire ocean floor. What he was doing to our other clans made him dangerous, and he has to be stopped. He has taken my scepter, the rightful scepter of the lead of the icon that leads our people, to his palace of air, and holds it there, forcing others from the surface, others from our clan, to entertain him. We fear he has gone quite mad.
What is his name?
Crap, I didn't have a name.
I didn't know.
Crab Yahavane.
Blah. We'll figure it out later.
His name is
Kelly Jackson.
Marpool.
Okay.
He is rider of the atoll.
Okay. And our mission is to...
Retrieve the scepter.
Sounds easy enough.
He will try to kill you.
Yeah.
We're used to that.
As did you.
We did not try to kill you.
Well, you almost achieved.
Is the Kraken okay?
He is faring well. Whichever one of you was inside of him was quite unpleasant to him.
Sorry about that.
He ended up spitting you out.
Yes.
Eventually.
Some of the wounds inside of him have cauterized. They may be hard to heal.
Yes, we're experiencing that. It's not like anything he swallowed before.
No, it was fire.
Interesting.
Anything else we will need for this mission besides what we already have upon our body?
Not that I can think of. Well, you will need to be suited appropriately.
Okay. Which means, like, what you are wearing? That's
Oh, no. That, unless we are giving you the materials that you came with.
Yes.
But you need to be suited to be able to move.
I still want my sword from one of your guards.
She reaches over and pulls one of the short swords from his...
No, long sword.
Those are my guard's weapons. They would
That
do
was
you no
part
good.
of my condition.
Your man promised that one.
And she sheathes the short sword she had, and she snaps her fingers, and the guard that is closest to you on your side looks at her, looks at you, looks at her. She kind of gives them this look like, look at me again. And he turns and offers you the sword handle, and there's this look on his face like, you don't want to do that. What do you do?
Is it in the sheath?
No. His
He's
blade is
offering.
in his hands. Its hilt is like 6 inches from you.
Wait.
You grab it?
Well, before he does that, can I make any sort of folklore or ancient history?
Yes.
All right. 13 with 16. No,
Okay.
15. Sorry.
15. 15 is enough. You had heard tell of that there was not a way that there are elite guard who it's near impossible to steal their weapons. It can happen. But Tridents have one level above that are royally bound to the king and queen. Their gear is bound to their body by an electrical property.
It's a crysknife.
People have died by trying to steal their weapons.
Do not touch it.
But he's
That
not...
blade is enchanted. The blade will try to kill you. It's not the guard attacking you. It's the blade.
Even as a gift?
And he stands there and goes gives it sort of this like shrug, like she told me to give it to you.
I look at her. Will it kill me if I touch it?
The long blades are bound to my elite guard, Any who touch them that are not will receive fire from our gods.
So you should ask for one that one be bound to you. That seems fair.
I wish one of these blades. Can you bind one to me?
I don't know if the process would kill you or not. And she pulls out a similar-looking short sword, same bluish blade, and turns it and goes, "These do not require being bound. It is not an elite guard's sword, of course, but the guard, thought you were referring to one of these."
You should take that, and we should revisit this later upon our success.
Otherwise, you might become her royal guard, and then I don't know if she'll let you come to the surface.
She hands you the blade.
Flip it around and take out one of my metal ones and put it in the sheath.
Okay.
And I turn around and I hand it back to the guard.
The
A
metal
gift from
blade?
the surface.
And he takes the blade and he goes,
One sword for another.
nods and puts it in his sheath. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Now, we will equip you for movement in our lands. And that'll do us tonight for Gaming with Scott.
Oh, yeah.
As always, you'll hear from us real soon.
Bye.
And that's it tonight for us on Gaming with Scott presents Fantasy Weekly Book 2, To Save an Empire. You can always send us an email at feedback@gamingwithscott.com or catch us on Twitter. Joshua Jackson is at ActionJack853. Kelly is at Aerith. John Kennedy is at JK Myth. Rico is at R1C0. And me, Scott T, at GamingWScott. You can always find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media production. Remember, we all hold fantastic realms within our mind's eye and can share that with those around us to make the world a better place. Bring that with you every time we venture out into the world. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon.